up, it's Stephen, that old Yorkshire geek, and it's time to review episode 8 of season 5, the final season of Star Trek Lower Decks. This one's called Upper Decks, and as you may expect, it's about the bridge crew of the USS Cerritos, and it's fine. It's it's an okay episode, but it's got nothing to do with the overall season arc. It's a standalone episode that you could watch at any time. Anywho, so let's get on with it. But before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe and share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell if you're subscribed already. Explore the description. There's my finger. There it is. Explore the description for links for stuff like merch and Patreon and what else? Other stuff. Me books. There's one of them, Mercury Rapids, and there's another one as well. They're on Amazon Kindle and paperback. Give them a whirl. What else? I don't know. Other stuff as well. Me websites and stuff. Throw a super thanks my way. That'd be greatly appreciated. What else? I can't. Become a member. There we go. I forget about the members, don't I? I'm a bad person. Become a member, and then you'll get early access to some videos and exclusive videos as well, such as me in magical monochrome. Stuff that I do occasionally. Right, so let's get on with this episode, shall we? And we'll go through it, and I'll talk about it. I'm not really that bothered, to be honest, but, it's okay. Right, let's get on. Right, so here we are. We begin with the usual stuff that's going on. This is the intro. Right, we begin. The Cerritos is in some sort of it's like a ring system of a planet, isn't it? Where they're studying these, I forgot what they're called, bagoons or something like that. Space cows, they keep calling them. They're these weird, almost tardigrade-like creatures that feed on rocks in this ring system. So they're there for that because they've got a specialist coming aboard who's going to learn all about them. So that's what they're doing there. Right, but for some reason it's Halloween. They keep talking about Halloween. We thought we had the Halloween episode a few episodes back, didn't we? That came out round about Halloween. They were kind of a dark, spooky episode, weren't they? But in this one, they directly mentioned Halloween and they're carving pumpkins. So who knows if this is supposed to be the Halloween one? God knows. But anyway, so they're doing that. Carving pumpkins. They've got a little bowl, just like me when I'm carving my pumpkins. They've got a little bowl full of goop and seeds, and that just gets thrown away. I know you can do stuff with them, but it just gets thrown away, doesn't it? Anyway, so they're doing all this, carving pumpkins. There you go. He's done the USS Cerritos. Cool. And he also does another one in a bit. But then Mariner comes in. Oh, by the way, Boimler check, beard check there he is, because his beard's coming along. Full goatee now, with some bits at the side. I don't know if you noticed me, I've had a trim today. So I'm reverse Boimler. He's growing it, I've trimmed it. So there we go, that's coming along nicely. Tillin's in, yay! But not for long. It's not about these lot. Anyway, Mariner comes in, there she goes, she's covered in paint. She's been on a kind of exciting adventure. She ended up with the bridge crew, the upper deckers. Because these aren't the lower deckers anymore. We do get some lower deckers later on. Ensigns and stuff from B shift and D shift. I can't remember what these were on. Were these B shift? When they were lower deckers, when they were ensigns? I genuinely can't remember. Somebody will tell me. Yeah, so Mariner's here. It's all covered in paint. She was with the upper deckers, the bridge crew, I think. She went on a mission. There you go, asking what the paint is. Stuck in a painting. It's some sort of holographic painting thing. I don't know. There you go. We were supposed to study our calcified forest on Malman 5. But we got trapped in a painting. But anyway, it was like a holographic thing and they got stuck in it. And I don't know. They had a big escape, which we didn't see. So who knows if we'll ever see that. Maybe they'll do a movie about it. Probably not. It's just something we're not seeing. Because it's not about these in this episode. So they're telling us all about the stuff that they get up to. But, it's not really about them. Because we're going to... Oh, by the way, he's done another... They call them gourds instead of pumpkins, but anyway. He's done Vija. Why the Vija reference? I don't know, but he's done Vija. Right, so... so this is the last time we see them now. They're off to do, what they're going to do. They go, without us lower deckers, there's nothing to see, because they keep saying they're the stars of the show. That's what they're saying essentially. But then we cut to Captain Freeman with I forgot his name now. Steve something or other. I've forgotten his name. Never mind. I will put it there. But he works out her schedule. He's like her executive officer, I suppose, or whatever you call it. It'd be a yeoman, wouldn't it, in the original Star Trek? But he's a lieutenant commander. But he organises her schedule. He's a secretary, I suppose you could say. But there you go. They said nothing would ever happen around here without the bridge crew. Oh, there we go. So right, we begin. Get through the credits. Cool stuff happening as usual in the battle, which we'll never see again. No fissures in this episode, by the way. No quantum fissures. No purple Enterprise Ds or data heads or whatever. But anyway, off we go. We begin, and I still want to know what that dint is for, what this is for. Nobody's telling me. Anyway, right, we begin. Created by Mike McMahon. Right, so we're back in the ring system, upper decks. Right. Oh, we're also finding out that this character, whose name I can't remember, is she a Trill? She looks like a Trill, doesn't she? I think she is. I think she's a Trill. Going by that pattern. She got some disease, a bit like what happened in the TNG episode Evolution, which was directed by Gates McFadden, where the crew got infected with a morphogenic virus or whatever they call it, where they de-evolved into other forms, simpler forms, and this is kind of like that. Except she both devolved into a Neanderthal sort of creature with a big eyebrow ridge, but she also gained telepathic powers as well. Is that just showing the virus, or is that showing? Because if she's a Trill, does she have a symbiote? I don't know. She might not be a Trill. I don't know. But anyway, but she's fine apparently now. She's getting back to normal. She's not totally there yet, but she's getting there. Anyway, so that's that. Shax. There he is. There's Shax. Starts having these visions. I think we've seen them before in Star Trek. They've probably done it in Deep Space Nine. We've probably seen Kira have some weird mind thing going on. And other Bajoran characters, maybe Ensign Rowe, I don't know. But he starts having these visions. He's going to end up fighting himself. Anyway, so he requests permission to leave. Oh, they're talking about the Clickets as well. Increased chatter from the Clickets, which we'd seen before in Lower Decks, but I don't think we've seen anywhere else. I don't know, I could be wrong, but they're like insectoid-like creatures, which we're going to see again later on. Spoilers. Here we go. Here's Shax having one of his visions. So he requests time off. So off he goes to deal with that. Yes. This is a funny bit. They're replacing the ceiling, the stuff that the ceiling's made out of in the bridge, because Ransom says he's sick. Whenever they get attacked, all these rocks keep falling on them because the ceiling's essentially made out of stone, some sort of stone. He says, I hate the way these things always fall out when we take damage. If you watch particularly Voyager, I'm a lot in Voyager, probably also happened in Deep Space Nine and TNG as well, I suppose, but obviously when the ships get under attack, there's always loads of rocks falling on them for some weird reason. But they explain it in this. Hang on. explains it just Billups. There we go. Their non-centrosymmetry disrupts the charged leptons in the isolinear pathways of the main deflector. It's just gobbledygook. You can't even say it's techno-babble because it makes no sense whatsoever. But anyway, so he's got to deal with that. And then they have their own, well, the lower deckers have their own, Cerritos Strong sort of thing. The upper deckers do as well. Strong and brave, wise and true. That's what makes us Cerritos crew. Yeah! Unbelievable. But anyway. Right, so they're off to do their various tasks. This is the specialist that's come to check on the space cows. Ranson's seen to him. As you can see, he's the same species as the president of the Federation back in that Deep Space Nine episodes, the two-parter Homefront and Paradise Lost. Obviously, I can't remember his name, but he's one of them. Or is he? Right, so as we can see, these are the lower deckers from B and D shift. They're struggling to get this space cow into the shuttle bay. They're using this one here is using a handheld tractor beam. So is she the one that's descended from Zeus? Because she was working with one a few episodes ago, wasn't she? A handheld tractor beam. So is it her? I don't know. I never noticed if she had the laurels on. But anyway, they can't get it into the shuttle bay. They can't corral it or herd it or whatever the phrase is. But here comes this rock. Oh no, it isn't her with the laurels. I don't know if have we seen her since? I don't know. But anyway, the rock comes flying in, and there we go. But it also makes the space cow come in because they like rocks, so it starts eating that. And then we also learned that they can. They've got a natural cloaking device. There we go, a natural cloaking ability. So it goes rolling about, look, in a cloaked form. Why? Dunno. Why does it have a cloaking device ability? Don't know. We have seen creatures with cloaking abilities before in Star Trek. The one that springs to mind for me is the one from Darmok. That creature on the Beast of Tanagra. That had like a cloaking thing, didn't it? I'm sure there's been others as well. Right. Anyway, but these two, the B and D shift, can't work together. So Ransom gives them a pep talk. And it doesn't work. Meanwhile, Shax is going through his vision quest, I suppose you'd say it. Is recalling a battle on Bajor during the occupation. Pardon me. There we go. He's recalling that. Is this to do with the Par-Wraiths? Because we see this version of Shax with red eyes, and that's usually connected to the Par-Wraiths. So is it his Pa that's in turmoil because of what they went through in this battle? I don't know. Is it the prophets talking to him? I don't know. Because it's all weird with Shax, isn't it? Because he's dead. He's not dead, but obviously. But he's been dead once, hasn't he? And then just came back without really any explanation. But so is this connected to that? Don't know. But anyway, it's essentially, there we go, his good side and his bad side of his Pa are going to be fighting each other. Meanwhile, in engineering, Billups has nothing to report. He does his personal log. I had a tummy upset, and now I'm fine. Okay, bye. That's it, because obviously not every starship log can be super exciting, can it? But this young ensign says one of the lights has gone out on the console. Do you want me to fix it? Yes, but then they find out that it's all going wrong because of this one. They take off the panel and they find out that all these conduits are all, the ship's going to explode basically if they don't fix it, probably. But so they've got to go sort that out. In sickbay, to Anna, she's not very good at anesthesia, apparently. I don't know if it's been mentioned before. But apparently she's not very good with anaesthesia. But Nurse Westlake, who for some reason reminds me of Sulu, has sorted out these hypo sprays, with anaesthetic, and she just knocks them on the floor because she's a cat. There we go. Hang on, here we go. There we go. Where is it? We're good to go next time some virus makes everyone sing or whatever. It's obviously, it must be a reference to the Strange New Worlds episode, but that wasn't a virus. That was just like an alternate reality blending with ours, wasn't it? And it was a good episode. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. But obviously, some reference to that, I suppose, maybe. Or maybe they've had a virus at some point that made everybody sing, and we just haven't seen that adventure. Because we don't see everything, do we? But she doesn't care, does to Anna, and there you go, she just knocks it off. There we go. Why did she knock it off? Because she's a cat, and cats knock things off desks, don't they? Anyway, so she's getting angry with him because obviously it's to Anna and she's swearing a lot. And then she decides that, fine, we've got to sort out this. We need a new scale for that anaesthesia. So that we see the scale that they've got. Hang on, is it showing it? There we go. Feel good other. That's the only scale she works with for how well anaesthesia is working. She says, right, fine, we'll have a new scale. So she's going to have him experimenting on her. So there we go. See how much pain she can handle. And so he's basically going to cut her open and fiddle with her insides without anaesthetic. And she's fine with it. Meanwhile, this ensign, who I think is she a trill? I don't know what she is. She's got some sort of spots. Was degenerated, or whatever. I'd say she's not quite right. She's still got the eyebrow ridges. She's doing a sousaphone, something like that. It's a bit like a tuba, isn't it, but different. She's doing a recital on that, and that's cool. This is one of Freeman's things on her schedule that this officer. I've looked him up. I know I said earlier that I put it in a little thing there, but I've just realised his name's Steve Stevens, not the guitar ace. A video I'll put there showing him playing his guitar. Top guitarist Steve Stevens. He used to be the guitarist for Billy Idol. He's also worked with Michael Jackson and other people. It's called Steve Stevens, right? Cool. And Stephen, obviously, is a cool name, particularly with a V, not with a PH. Anyway, so this is one of the things she's got to check on. So she does that. That gets crossed off the list. Then she's got to see this alien's pregnant. She says, I thought you were human. Turns out it's not, or they are not. I don't know what you're going to say. But it's going to have a baby. It's a life form. So I hope the captain attends my fertility event. So, I don't know. Some people might say this is woke. I don't know, whatever. It's an alien, innit? It don't matter. I didn't even know you were human. And suddenly, it's going to come bursting out. Here we go. There, just bursting out tentacles and guts and stuff. Reminded me of Men in Black, when that little baby alien's born with all tentacles that grabs hold of Will Smith and it's knocking him about and stuff. Kind of reminds me of that. A bit. Or that horror film, Possession, the one with Sam Neill in it, and that is his wife or girlfriend or whatever it is in that film. She gives birth to a tentacle monster. Reminds me of that. Anyway, so here we go. Here's what she got to do. Staff meeting, done that. Ticked it off. Barnes, there we go. Sousaphone recital. I thought she were an alien. Barnes, not an alien name, is it? Maybe she's half alien, don't know. Fertility event, done that. Next up, Winger Bingston Jr.'s one-man show. Cool name, Winger Bingston Jr. Right, so there he is doing his one-man show. He's talking about how he feels out of phase, like Geordie and Rowe. He's doing oh man, no, woe is me and all that. Steve Stevens has fallen asleep. Meanwhile, right, they're still dealing with these cows. Oh, yes, dealing with these space cows, but they're being watched. There's an alien ship there watching them. Ooh, look, and we see the back of an alien's head. Who could this be? Who could it be? Dun, dun, dun. I'm still trying to deal with these, because more of them are coming in now, attracted by the rock that the tractor beamed in. But they're bashing into the shuttles and all that stuff, and they can't work together because they're calling each other names. These lower deckers from B&D shift calling each other names. They can't work together, so Random's going to have to resort to Plan B. So he's going to start doing a workout. There we go. Got to believe in the power of exercise, and then he falls asleep. Anyway. Right, meanwhile, back in engineering, I think they've dealt with that other stuff. But in the course of changing the light bulb in the screen and all the other stuff that they had to fix before the ship blew up, they're dealing with a defence golem that's in the air in the system that were put there by some binars, and they've got to deal with that. So there we go. Here it comes. They've got to deal with that. It grabs hold of Commander Billups, and the young ensign's got to sort that out. There we go. Force a reboot by holding down its power button while telling a sad story, and she can't think of anything sad. Meanwhile, Anna's essentially being tortured to get her pain threshold. Shax is still having his inner turmoil. That's still going on. He's just killing Cardassians in his mind. One of the space cows, it knocks into him or something. There we go. Knocks into him. There we go. One of the cloaked ones knocks him over. And he's like holding his face. Oh, what's happened? I actually thought he got stabbed in the eye or something by, whatever. But obviously you see he's hiding something. So he goes running out and then encounters Freeman and says, are you all right? What's happened to you? And he turns round and, oh no, he's not one of those creatures that we'd seen before. He's a click-it in human skin. So is this another reference to Men in Black? The insect alien that were inside that man, whose name I've forgotten, but I think it was Edgar. So yes, he's inside. Look, it just come bursting out. Turns out they want to take over the Cerritos for whatever reason. I'm not really entirely sure, but anyway, so that's so they're gonna take over the ship. There you go. Never take the Cerritos. I'm not sure why they want to take the Cerritos, because they were there to deal, get these space cows and sort out how they've got these cloaking abilities. Is it because the Cerritos has better technology? I don't know, but we want the Bagoon. So why are they attacking the Cerritos then? There to harvest their cloaking organs and then maybe eat what's left, depending on the texture and flavour. I don't know why, but that made me laugh out loud. I think that may be the only part of the episode that made me laugh out loud, just where you said it. So they're going to try and take over the Cerritos. I don't know, but so all these fights break out between the Clickits and the Cerritos crew. Here comes a Clickit. Look, he's going to cop for it. Shax is going to just deal with all them. Is this what he's saying? Look, with the cloak, the power of the cloak, the ship will spread all over the quadrant. Anyway, she can't seem to remember where she's heard the Clickits thing. I said they met him in an earlier episode, but like only in passing. Here comes Barnes with her sousaphone. She's just going to get him with that. Hang on, here we go. And then bang, whacks him with it. Turns out sousaphones are really handy to have, because she's going to use it again in a bit. She said, we've got to repel these invaders. And he said, that's not on the schedule. Hilarious. Anyway, meanwhile, in engineering, something's happened. And Billups is stuck, Spock-like, from Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, in a tube with gas. And I don't know why. I'm sure it explains it, but I can't remember why. But he says, this is how an engineer should go at work, in a tube. But she just smashes a hole in it, and everything's fine. But they save the ship. They do techno babble and sort it all out. Why is the Cerritos engine, warp core the biggest I've ever seen on, the Cerritos is not a special ship, is it? I don't like that. It's got this weird warp core that's absolutely huge. Bigger than the Enterprise D's, but anyway. See, they're sorting out this. They're working together. The deltas and betas. Finally, because Ransom had fallen asleep. He'd done his workout and he'd fallen asleep. So they're working together to do that. There we go. We did it because Ransom's useless. They agree that Ransom's an idiot. But there we go. We can at least agree Ransom's the worst, but it were all a cunning plan from Ransom. They go out, and Ransom wakes up and says, "Works every time." Meanwhile, there we go. Some more clickets arrive, and they're going to shoot them with a disruptor. And luckily, a sousaphone can deflect disruptor fire. Anyway, she deals with all them, but then. Anna comes out because they're by sick bay. Anna comes, you can see the door there to sick bay. And Anna comes out and he shoots her, and it doesn't kill her because he says it was set to kill. He says, "So am I," and she kills him, scratches him to death. Shax has killed all those Cardassians in his mind, and starts killing all these clickets. In real life, although in his mind he's killing Cardassians. Anyway, so this is the clicket captain, I suppose, saying they've taken over every deck of the. It doesn't seem like they have. But then she remembers about the clickets that the can't stand compliments, so she starts complimenting him. And there you go, and they all start collapsing. It's a bit silly, isn't it? It's nearly as bad as Mars attacks, isn't it? Where the Martians are only affected by, music and stuff, songs. Slim Whitman in particular. But anyway, so that deals with them. They all beam out and leave the area, and things are sorted out. And there we go. Ransom is saying, his cunning plan worked. Got the lower deckers to work together, and then this one, she overhears him, and she says, "I won't say anything." Right. So they sort out engineering. This cadet comes up and says, "Burned out indicator light above the door. I found it. Shall I change it?" And he goes, "Let's do it, because it's more adventures in engineering for Billups." Yep. So right. So basically, that's the end of their day. Yes, I forgot. Her last port of call on the schedule. She's to go to a meeting on the holodeck, and she says, can we just miss that? We've had enough stuff had gone on today." But he says, "No, we've got to do it." Then the turbo lift opens, and it's her husband, Admiral Freeman, and it turns out it's their anniversary, and let's say Stevens told him, all about it, and he's come to the ship. Don't know how we got there. You'd have thought she'd have known, wouldn't you? They must have kept it secret. But did he arrive on the shuttle? Did he beam and at the last port of call or whatever, and just hid? I don't know. But anyway, whatever. But it's a surprise visit, and the last thing on the schedule is a romantic dinner on the holodeck in Paris. Obviously. Because we'll always have Paris. TNG reference, I suppose. But anyway, that's all nice and lovely. Actually, it was actually really nice with that. I did kind of get a bit. Anyway, so they're in the mess hall. The upper deckers is there with his Deep Space Nine Raptor mug. Which were quite popular back when Deep Space Nine. You could actually buy them. I suppose you still can. I don't know, but non-tip, a mug that wouldn't tip. That's what they called them, didn't they? I can't remember his name. He's the counsellor in it for the ship. He's saying to Shax that his therapy, which I suppose is still going to be food-based therapy, will enable Shax to do his inner turmoil, better. Anna spills her hot chowder on her, and then she says, "Ow, that's hot." She says, "Okay, fair enough. We'll stock up on anaesthetics." Right, the lower deckers come back, and they've been blissfully unaware of what's been going on. They've missed out on this adventure. There you go. There's the last of the clickets being tidied up, along with some space cows. And then they tell Mariner that her dad is on board. She says, "No, I don't know." And says, "No, I saw him in the turbo lift." And then Lynn cracks a joke about it. There you go. Says, "Got trapped in the pit." What? No, I tricked you or whatever. She did a joke. There you go. I made a joke at your expense, and that's it. That's the end of the episode. There you go. So, it was an episode, a kind of fun standalone episode. It was like a reverse Lower Decks. Obviously, the TNG had the episode Lower Decks, didn't it? And so this was like a flipped version of that, I suppose, where we saw the Upper Decks characters, see what they get up to, and they have just as much fun as the Lower Deckers, don't they? But these aren't Lower Decks anymore; they're like Mid Decks now, aren't they? But I think something's going to happen, and they're all going to get demoted at the end of season 5. They're all going to become Lower Deckers again. Could do, you never know. But anyway, yeah, it was okay. I liked the episode, but I was a bit miffed that it had nothing to do with the main overarching storyline. We've only two episodes left, for crying out loud. But anyway, like I say, it's a filler episode, I suppose you could say. It'd be a bottle episode, wouldn't it, if it were a live action one, where they're just using the Cerritos sets. Obviously, it's an animator, so that doesn't work out, does it? But never mind. But yeah, it was okay. It was fine. I didn't mind it. It had some funny parts in it, and it was nice to see the other characters, getting up to their stuff, rather than our heroes, Boimler and Mariner and all them. So in that regard, it was fun, and it had the usual amount of Lower Decks callbacks. I'm sure I've missed 99.9% of them. But anyway, so there we are. That was Upper Decks, season 5, episode 8. It was okay. I'd give it a 7 out of 10, whatever. I don't know. 7 out of 10 sounds reasonable. But there we go. Right. So we'll leave it there. Now I'm big again. Next week's episode is the penultimate episode of the series, not just the season, the series, called Fisher Quest. So obviously, we're going back to the Fishers again. So don't know what's going to happen there. I'm sure they will find a Fisher. And will that wrap up that arc? Are they going to wrap it up an episode early? And just have the final episode, which is called The New Next Generation, just about, just wrapping up the series. Don't know. It's a thought, isn't it? But anyway, so that's next week's episode, Fisher Quest. But this week's was okay. I didn't mind it. But I wish we'd learn more about the Fishers. But I'm sure we'll get there next week. Right, so we'll leave it there. So, thanks for watching. Wherever you are, look after each other. And until next time, I'll see you there.